During the 60s and 70s, Connie Francis ruled the airwaves. She was seen as the Italian goddess with the golden voice. She achieved great success both on stage and on screen. However, she has not had much success in romantic relationships. After narrowly losing the love of her life to a different woman, Connie embarked on a streak of failed marriages. Join FactsVerse as we journey through the 70s to discover how Connie Francis let the love of her life slip away. Born Conchetta Rose Marie Franco-Nero, Connie enjoyed a stellar career and exemplified the ideal of a successful female pop star. Not only did she outsell her male contemporaries, she also sang in a variety of languages. Connie was born into an American-Italian household. Her father, George, was an Italian immigrant and believed his daughter would become a famous singer, so he started teaching her music at the age of 3. Nevertheless, Connie felt smothered by what her father perceived as support. She wasn't given much creative control over her career, including the songs she recorded or the jobs she took. George was so confident he knew what was best for his daughter, he made all of her major life choices for her, including who she could date. When Connie first started out, she held a number of different jobs. She recorded several demo albums in which she performed songs for famous people and got good feedback. She also appeared on a New York City-based kids' TV show. After that, Connie recorded a few songs that didn't do well on radio. In her early career as a singer, she crossed paths with a young performer named Bobby Darrin, with whom she had nothing but disagreements about musical arrangements. Connie and Darin did work together on a number of projects, despite being kept at arm's length by Connie's authoritarian father. Both parties expressed their undying love for one another in letters, and they even talked about eloping. When Connie's father found out, he threatened Darin with a gun and drove him out of the recording studio, ending their budding relationship. About a decade later, in 1960, she found out, to her dismay, that Darin had wed actress Sandra Dee. Connie was torn between competing feelings of envy and animosity. Clearly, she was envious of Dee because she was keeping the man that Connie desired. Her resentment was directed at her father for denying her a chance at happiness with Bobby Darrin. Despite not wanting the spotlight, Connie was a huge success on stage and in film. Her father was enthusiastic about getting her first film role, but once they got the script, he decided she shouldn't be in it. Connie decided to do the movie, despite her father's wishes, because she wanted to prove him wrong. She actually filmed Where the Boys Are and became an overnight sensation. The result was a breakup that lasted several years and centered around this issue. But before George's untimely death in 1981, he and his daughter resolved their differences. Throughout the 50s and 60s, Connie Francis captivated listeners with her enchanting voice. Who's Crying Now, Stupid Cupid, My Happiness, and Frankie were just a few of her endearing hits. She had a golden voice and a golden reputation, and she became a symbol for many people. But the death of her beloved Bobby Darrin in 1973 was a stab in the heart for Connie. Since Bobby's untimely death at age 37 due to heart failure, Connie has remained bittersweet about the time they shared together, claiming he was her one and only true love. A few brief encounters occurred between the two before Darrin's untimely passing in 1973. Connie repeatedly stated her biggest regret was not marrying Darin, the man she considered her soulmate. Before we tell you more, be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to FactsVerse if you haven't already. In 1964, Connie wed actor Dick Canellis. The couple dated for a year before getting married. Dick worked as a PR representative for a number of Las Vegas hotels. They were married 3 months before calling it quits. Dick died of cancer in 1973. In 1971, Connie married Izzy Marion. Her 10-month marriage to the salon owner was brief. Like Connie, Izzy was a divorcee with 2 children from a previous marriage. The famous singer wed her third husband, Joseph Garzilli, in 1973. They divorced in 1978. They adopted a son, Joseph Garzilli Jr. Her marriage with Joseph was the longest that she had. In 1985, she tied the knot for the 4th and final time. Her marriage was to a man named Bob Parkinson. He was a TV producer in the early 80s. This marriage lasted only 81 days before they started making divorce plans. In retrospect, it's easy to see why she never found long-lasting happiness after the loss of Bobby, the man she called her one true love. Connie has had a remarkable life, and while things have settled down, that wasn't always the case. Connie Francis, a popular singer, went through unfathomable struggles that would have broken weaker people, but she pushed on with determination through each dark personal tunnel. She said her sense of humor kept her going and helped her through tough times in an interview held in Parkland, her Florida home. She added that when she was 10 years old, she used to hang out on the set with comedians like Don Rickles and other people to get her sense of humor. In the early 60s, her father's interference in her affairs with Bobby impacted her negatively, and it stunted the professional success she'd attained in the late 50s. But the decades of the 70s and 80s were particularly terrible. In addition to being raped, being diagnosed with bipolar disorder, losing her voice, and spending years trying to get it back, she also had her brother murdered by a mobster. Aside from that, her only pregnancy ended in miscarriage. She continued to live her days on the little humor she could find in her psychiatric hospital confinement. But the support of the general public has been a major morale booster. People from all over the world continue to send her letters of encouragement through the good and bad times. Her ups and downs were chronicled in her autobiography, Among My Souvenirs, The Real Story, Volume 1. It was published at the end of 2017 and is said to reveal previously undisclosed information about her life. These include her ties to the mafia and Frank Sinatra, as well as other stories glossed over in her first biography from 1984. Connie stated she felt like a new person after completing the book. She also added it was very challenging and felt like riding a roller coaster. After a string of unsuccessful singles in the 50s, Connie released Who's Sorry Now in the 60s. It was the tune her father insisted she record. She was named the best female singer in America by Billboard and other publications after the song's meteoric rise to the top of the charts in 1958. Throughout the 60s, she released hits like Everybody's Somebody's Fool, Lipstick on Your Collar, and Heartaches by the Number. Once word spread that she was a pop star, producers from Hollywood began showing up. In the 1960 hit movie Where the Boys Are, in which she also sang the title song, she was one of the main female characters. But Connie was never able to catch the acting bug. She said outright that she was uneasy and felt out of place. Her last film, When the Boys Meet the Girls, came out in 1965. She expressed her relief in having completed it. Her determination to overcome the hardships she's faced has made her a hero in the eyes of her supporters. She has since found the time to advocate for the rights of people with mental illness and the survivors of violent crimes, among other causes. She's remained close to the veterans she refers to as the real heroes ever since visiting the troops in Vietnam in 1967. Connie, who has now retired, has been living in Florida for the past 20 years. She stopped performing live because she felt she could no longer deliver a good performance. She wishes she could give back to the people who have helped her along the way through great music, but is disappointed that she can't. She also says she hasn't given up on love yet, despite her roller coaster of a romantic history. In March of 2022, she gushed to Closer about her one true love, Bobby, saying he was brilliant, charismatic, and an all-around great guy, with the best sense of irony in the world. She went on to say she never felt the same way about anyone else as she did about Bobby. But she says that this is the first time in her life she has had the luxury of doing whatever she pleases with her time. Now it's time to hear from you. What's your favorite memory of Connie Francis? Let us know in the comments section below. And before you go, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to FactsVerse if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.